So our activity in the project for today will be to do some interviews of evaluation of our project, and we will have a lot of questions to answer, and I ask to every school coordinator to translate and to help his team to give the answers. We will record these answers, and we will use them to our final report we have to do in the next period after 31st of July. I remind you that we have to coordinate ourselves, our team of coordinators, to put together our ideas in the forms we will receive on email addresses. So every coordinator will receive from his national agency an individual form for reporting for the final report, and in the same time we will have to complete an European database with the details and with our project final products. And as usually, we have to keep in touch all the time and to complete simultaneously our forms. But before this, please answer following questions. The first battery of questions is about something more general about the project. So I will ask a question, and every group will give me the answers. First question. So, questions for teacher to be used in group discussions. What subjects were involved in the project? Poland.
Well, we did Spanish lessons and also mostly English. We taught history, geography, and of course language. But we also used and recorded Russian lesson using the platform.
And of course,
and new technologies as well. Yeah, so that was really connected with that.
Okay.
In our school,
Portugal?
We have English and French using the platform, and a little bit of Italian because we have an Italian Comenius assistant, and we worked a little bit with Italian, not that much because she's new at school and not quite experienced. But we try to use Italian as she is teaching Italian to our students.
Italy?
We did English, French, Spanish, and a little Italian exercises with this technology. We did it 100 documents and 200 exercises for each subject, so English, Spanish and French.
Yes. One, two.
For our school, there was very important new technology. The kids discover this new technology and they study mostly the French, English, and of course a little bit of Spanish and Italian.
The second question, were the same subjects involved in the project work in the partner schools? Yes or no?
Yes, mostly the same subjects were taught at our partner schools, just like English in every school, and the other languages were depends on school curriculum and school programs.
Yes. Portugal? if the same subjects as in your school were involved in the other partner school?
Only English, yes. Was
And French also.
yes, English and French. What are you talking about? The Skype thing, being.
Not exactly. So, on the platform we have lessons on the subjects, French,
Yeah, I use them.
English.
Yes, okay, I understand
Yes.
now.
Of course.
Yes, English and French, and I use them for teaching my own syllabus because you have to, and I created specific lessons connecting with the theme I was teaching my students, theme and rap. Yes,
Okay.
and that happened with the French language as well.
Mhm.
Especially English and French grammar. The same
Yes.
like the other part.
And I saw also Spanish
Yeah,
lessons
Spanish
put
too, yes, Spanish.
by your team.
In our school, we use lesson of French in kindergarten. My colleague Doina Mutze was working on the platform with the little child. English lessons worked by my colleague Vali Corfu at primary school. French lessons worked by me at primary school, of course, and by my colleague Simona Coscaru was English lessons for the 7th and 8th grades.
Okay. How much time did you spend on the project during regular lessons? How much time?
Well, we try to use the platform as much as possible, and we also, when it was possible, we entered our computer lab. So I think it was something like 10% or 15% of our lessons using the platform. It wasn't possible to do much, but some of the students used the platform also at home. So that was because of the school program and the school plan of the school lessons. So yeah, that was.
So, was it about classroom teaching or group work?
It was classroom teaching.
Yes.
Most.
We also used the platform whenever possible with French and English, and as we don't have a lab room in our school, I used it for homework. I told the students to use the platform as homework, and every 2-3 weeks we try to use it in the lab room we have from a colleague, Miguel, who lent us his room.
Every one of us use the platform at least once a week, and then the students use the platform too at home, because everyone had his their account, so they can use it at home.
Our pupils we use the platform, I think 10 or 50% all of these years, because we don't have all the time the possibility to get into this lab, the informatic lab, but they use it a lot at home. They could get in and work a lot at home.
Okay. So, another question. Were you able to include subject materials from partner schools in your lessons? Please give some examples.
Yeah, we used some of the exercises which were created by our colleagues from Italy or Romania or Portugal. So we used that exercise to create our own exercises, but we also did the exercises they created and they put it in their course. So we try to use all the content of the platform.
Paul.
Yes, I also try to see to what the other partner said there. If the exercise is interesting, I would use them. And for the weaker students, I told them, okay, pay attention to some exercises which are for beginners level. Go there, do them, and try to see if you can do them to improve your English or French, because they have more simple exercises, and you can test yourselves and try to improve your language skills. And so, whenever possible, I will use them.
Okay.
We try to use the exercise of the other partners, especially of Ubuntu for weaker students, for the child from 11 years old, and especially about Portuguese exercises. We try to do with these exercises.
So we use a lot all the exercises made by for the beginners, for primary school and kindergarten, lesson made by Liceul Teoretic Mihai Gogolnicianu, and of course we use a lot of exercises for primary school and 5th and 6th grades made by Poland team, and for 8, 9 made by Portuguese team and Italian team.
So the second part is about culture, identity, democracy, European Union, and active citizenship. First question. But these questions are for all the members of the teams. So you can help your leaders by some suggestions concerning the answers. Try to find some ways in which you differ from the people in the partner countries. So think about every partner country, except your country, of course, and at least five ways, let's say, in which you differ from the people in these countries, partner countries. After these five differences, please think about five similarities, yes, with the same partner country.
So we can start. I think, of course, we are all the same, but because we live in different countries, we have different culture, different traditions. Of course, the climate is the weather is different, and why not even our salary? Of course, the educational system is a little bit different. We are, I don't know, I think we can, I can say that we are a little close to Poland system, but in rest we are different.
Yes. And the differences you can explain in which they consist?
The differences about the educational system.
Not only educational system, in general.
In general,
yes.
I said it was the culture, the traditions, the folklore, of course, and the history, and okay.
The differences were about traditions, cultures, histories, the way of proposing documents, materials, exercises, and folklore, and don't know what else.
And so we have to identify differences and similarities with the other partners.
I can say about the two intercultural projects that I have with Poland and Portugal. One with Portugal was with Valentine's Day. In our country is Dragobete Day. And with Poland we had Easter, what's mean Easter in Poland and in Romania. So we had to do all the differences, we have to search all the differences and similarities.
Are you talking about the school systems?
Not exactly. So it's from the point of view of civilization. And
Yeah, but I think that
European
I
citizenship.
think that Roxana has already focused on the main points.
Yes.
Perhaps not religious differences, which are quite different from ours, because we are mainly Catholic, and we could see that now, both even with our students, how different we are about gastronomy, but the food is also very different from ours. And I think that Roxana has music, yes, traditional music. We are not very into it now. We are becoming to live it, as our school is in a suburb, the suburbs of a big town, our capital city. So things are quite different even from the other partner schools we visited before. So the similarities.
They have the same everywhere.
Yes, and now young people with the internet, with the new technologies, they know what is happening everywhere. So I think these are mainly the similarities. They like the same music, they like the same films, they like the same things. And I think that internet is helping us a lot to try to, and showing us the same things everywhere.
Well, in Poland, we can see a lot of relations between Romania, of course, and Italy because of their history. But there are similarities we can see with Portugal, maybe because of their distance and different culture. In Poland, we are more theoretic. And our approach is that we are preparing students to take final exams, and we are concentrating on that. And our educational system and Romanian are quite similar, and that's it. It is some kind of obstacle to cross some kind of barrier with students. We've noticed that some of the students are not so open-minded to traveling or to using language, but well, that's maybe the fault of these exams that are very stressful for students and for teachers, and they are mostly written exams, so our students are not very good at communicating with other people abroad, and that's the biggest difference between our country and the other ones.
Yes, you started to answer in advance to my next question now.
Yeah.
Because this question was about if you have the tendency to adopt some differences you identified to your partners?
Well,
For you?
well, we are preparing our students and our teachers as well to take oral exam in the future, because our educational system is going into that way. So in the future, our students are going to take oral exam as well. So we hope that the abilities and abilities of using language is going to be higher, and we won't have to be concentrated on written exams, but also oral exams. So that project will be is a great help to break the barrier of communication and using language in everyday life.
Yes, the same question for Portugal. What differences would you tend to adopt from your partners?
Perhaps focus more on the oral part of teaching, which we know that it is very difficult because it's not natural to make them communicate with each other in a foreign language in a classroom, and perhaps because our classes are quite big, we have 24, 25 students in a class, so it's very, very difficult to put them talking in a foreign language. What I thought about this new idea of using Skype with foreign countries was that they can talk, they are able to talk, and they are more able to talk than we think. Because my students told me, okay teacher, when we were using Skype with you, we wouldn't talk because we were shy. But when you left, we started talk with a student from Romania and we understood each other very well. So perhaps when they feel that they are being tested, they don't talk. But when they are not being tested, they start talking, and we can see that even now with our students, that they try to communicate. But in a classroom it is very difficult, and I think that it's the same with the other country, the other partners, because they just don't, when they know the same language, they speak in the same language. So we have to focus on the written part. We don't have that exam thing yet in our school, because it's we only have it till the 9th grade, it's compulsory education. So we didn't, as teachers, we don't have to worry about exams, but in the future probably we will have to rethink the process of teaching and focus more on the oral part of it.
We try to focus our attention on, especially on written production, because we have in our classrooms we have about 27 students, and we have only 3 hours a week for English, Spanish and French. So the 2 hours about French and Spanish. So we focused our attention especially about written production, and the students have improved, especially the writing skills. And we hope that in the future we can improve also English pronunciation, English speaking, because the English communication, the French communication, the Spanish communication, because they are very, very important to connect, communicate with other countries, like in this project.
So, as Przemek said, also in Romania, our system has at the base a lot of theory, and now I and my colleagues learned that it's very important to focus on practical, and of course conversation is essential. As Paula was saying, by virtual lesson that we had, our students were able to communicate very good with the other kids from the other countries, so they exercised the English. This is a strong point, I think. this was the moment when they understand why they have to learn these foreign languages, because you don't know what could happen in life, so where they could go, and they have to know to spoke foreign languages.
Okay. Now some questions concerning the citizenship and the democracy. Do you know more about democratic structures as a result of the project?
Well, we benefit from that knowledge because in our history we couldn't travel much. Right now we can use this opportunity to cross the boards and visit different countries freely, and our students, probably they don't remember that times, but the parents, in their parents' minds, they still are in that times when they couldn't travel much, and right now they know a lot about democracy and democracy in other countries. We observe the changes in new European countries, like in Romania or Portugal. We can compare them, and students and teachers are talking about those changes and democracy in other countries. So I think we are much more aware of what is going on around Poland.
This was a great opportunity for both teachers and citizens, mainly as citizens, to see and to observe the similarities from countries which probably we would never visit for many reasons, because they are far, because of the distance, because of because it's not very cheap and difficult to visit certain countries because of the distance, and it was a great opportunity for us to see that. And we could give that opportunity also to our students who would also never probably come and visit and see a different school, different ways of being in a school, in different colleagues, different students, living in different realities, in very different realities. So it was a great opportunity to see that for the people involved in this project. Not many, but I think that it was very good, it was excellent.
I think it's the same as Paula said, because it was a big opportunity for us, because in other ways we certainly wouldn't visit other countries like Poland, like Portugal. Our school doesn't have a lot of trips in European countries, so this is a big opportunity to know each other, to know other countries, other cultures, other traditions, and other people. So it was a useful opportunity for us.
For our students, it was a great opportunity to see for the first time how it is to be in a democratic state, how the citizens are comporting, and to compare the democracy from our country with the other country. It was very important to see that there are no differences between them and the other child from wherever children from all the country involved in the project. They were very they became easily friends, and they could search and find out about all they didn't know so far, so the history, the religion from all over the countries. And of course for us, the teachers, it was very important also as a citizen as citizen, because we also want to see, of course, how the teachers from the other schools are working in their schools, and what is the life that they are doing in their countries. It was very important for us, of course, as my colleague said, because we could go there and see with our own eyes.
Okay. What examples from other countries would you like to see implemented in your own country?
Well, that is a very difficult question, but well, we would like to spend. We would like to.
So from
know,
each, take each country, each partner country, and tell me one example, at least one example, from Romania, one example from Italy, one example from Portugal, that you would like to see implemented in Poland.
Well,
and this is the same for the others.
We would like to not have an exam just like in Portugal. That's obvious. Yeah, so that would be a great help for us to do what we want, and that probably would be better for our students, I guess. From Italy, we would, I don't know, probably the, I don't know how to say that, but maybe...
Think about the country, not about the educational system or other...
Well, yeah, the sun would be nice in Poland, just like in Italy, and maybe some food also. And from Romania, well, I don't know about my colleagues, but we feel here just like home. So so this country is definitely the most similar to Poland. So a lot of things are the same, really. So and we are doing things in a very same way. So that it's difficult to pick up one thing. Maybe you are more advanced technologically, so that would be a great help to have lots of things done using computers and things like that.
From Romania, we would like the kindness of the teachers, hospitality from the partners. From Poland, we would like I think that they are strict as far as goals are concerned in students' minds, because I think that they push very hard on the students to be successful and to learn the importance of learning and knowing everything. And from Italy, well, we like to school in Italy and what we experience in Italy, but right now we didn't give us time to think about that.
This was the idea to.
Yeah. You should have told us.
To have fresh answers, not prepared long time before.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know, because every country is different, and so we took something from Poland, something from Portugal, something from Romania, and every country is different, and we took something, I think something from every country. So I can't say one thing more important than another. We took something from every country, from the hospitality from Romania, I don't know, it's very difficult to say something special that focus our attention on every nation, every partner. Every partner is put in platform, put in this project a lot of work. So we try to take the best from each country. I couldn't say what is more important than another.
I think after I talk to my colleagues, we are prepared to move to another country, a new country made that where will be only the teams from this project, because we love a lot to be in Poland and to learn from them. To be very serious and very friendly. We learn from Portugal to be very hospitable, and of course I can't say anything about our friendship because this is obvious. The Italian who are very funny and they are so friendly, of course. So if you agree, we want to build a new country, our country.
An independent republic.
Yes, with our leader, Alexander.
It's not bad, not so bad. It sounds...
Did you like it?
Why not? So, a question concerning European Union. Can you list 5 positive results of European cooperation in the thematic area of our project?
Well, I don't know if I manage to name 5, or maybe I will start with the possibility of traveling and using languages, exchanging ideas with other countries and other schools, maybe traveling and seeing culture and other people. Well, another thing would be comparing the development of democracy in each country, because that is a different level in each country, and thinking about how it's implemented in the system and in the whole European organization.
I don't know if I have the 5 things you want us to say, but what we saw is that apart from the differences we have with this project, we also had the opportunity to see that in some ways we have a base, a common base, which led us to in different ways and living differently, but we have a common base. We also had the opportunity to use new technologies, which, being the future, leave us the possibility to teach our students that by using new technologies they can have a different range of opportunities to know other countries, know other people, make new friends, and be with them for a long time in their lives, and perhaps have the opportunity to travel more than we had in a different look. And perhaps for them, having the opportunity to see how good or how bad their country is, and compare it, and keep in their hearts the good things and the bad things about the way they live. And that was a great opportunity for teachers and students as well. I don't know if I have 5, but
I took some notes because there are 5, so okay. The possibility of traveling a lot, the possibility of using technologies, the possibility of exchanging opinions, ideas among foreign countries, and the possibilities to know the similarities and differences between among us, and the possibility of know other cultures, other traditions, other way of life. And at the same, we could find that we are the same. We are in the European Union, but we are the same people everywhere. Our children are the same that your children, that Romanian children, that Portuguese children, Polish children. And also we teachers are the same, even if we are different ways of explaining, of learning and teaching, but at the end we are a unique nation, a unique big country, and we saw with the children that are Polish Portuguese children, and it's the same.
So we can start with the new technology, which is the most important. Of course, the foreign languages, the traveling in other country, it was very important for us too. The communication between us, the teacher, the citizen of different countries, and of course, the most important, the communication between our students. We don't have to forget about the culture, the tradition, the history of each country in part, and of course, as my colleague said, all the things that concern the friendship, the hospitality, and the facts that we are all the same.
Okay. Now some questions concerning interview on teaching skills. The first question: has your teaching methodology changed since you became involved in an European project? Please explain.
Well, we paid a lot of attention to culture. It's important because our students are very interested in knowing other countries, other people. They make friends. They have made friends with other students from other countries. So that was important to give them some other examples of culture, of customs and habits. And they were really interested in what is going on in Romania, in Portugal or Italy, and that was the drive for them to find out something more about them.
Methods of teaching, please.
Yeah, so I'm going to say about that. That was the
Cut off
first
this
part of my speech. And yeah, so that was the drive for introducing new methods during lessons, and we tried to talk as much as possible with them using speaking activities that we were lack of them, and we also used the platform to introduce new technology and how to use them to learn foreign language. That was quite important for them because they could do exercises not only from not only in English, but also some of them were interested in other subjects like Spanish, French, or Russian. So they also visited those pages and tried to do some exercises.
Please describe one new method you adopted in more detail. So, one virtual lesson, for example, or one test made on the platform.
Well, for example, we tried to, we used music to learn foreign languages. So the students entered the platform, they had songs, and they have to do some exercises using those songs. That was quite, and then we could teach them vocabulary, talk about what was going on that particular song. So that was a great fun for them.
Okay.
For me, for example, when I have to prepare a lesson, instead of using the book, I just used the platform to type the text, make the reading comprehension exercises, introduce the grammar point if I had to, use music before a text to introduce the theme, and I prepared the lesson in a different way as for example, students could check immediately if they got the reading comprehension answers right or not, and where did they did fail and where they made a mistake. So I used it like this, the lessons I had to prepare. And whenever I introduced the grammar point, I did more exercises so that they could practice at home as well, using the same idea.
Our method of teaching is changed a lot because we used civilization, culture. We paid attention about this, about using the new technologies, so the computer and the Skype system, and we used songs. We used reading comprehensions. Clothes test, and our children were so interested that at home they continued to use this system because they have fun. They have fun to do this. And instead of using the book, I used on the platform because I put the grammar on the platform before the exercises. So for us, it was like fun to have fun. Instead to take the book, they could read on the computer, and it was I think more funnier than to have a book and that it was boring. Instead of using the platform, it was a little bit funny.
So now our students are very interested about the internet, or everything is concerning internet. It was a big opportunity for us to use as a teacher the internet in teaching lessons. So the platform was something great for us. That was a method who let us show the students that they can learn and have fun in the same time. And I have to say that it was for the first time when our students used in fact this info lab, because it was an opportunity for them to learn something using the most important thing right now, the internet. So the exact methods that let me show to my students how important are these foreign languages. was for the first for a primary school to learn songs using the platform. For kindergarten to learn the animals, the vegetables, using all the games from the platform. It was very attractive for them and they learned very fast the word in French and English. For the 7th, 8th, 6th grade, it was very important to see that when they give a test, instantly they receive the grade, nota, the grade, and they see, in fact, how is their foreign languages. So, in a word, it was very important for us. It was a big opportunity to use the platform in teaching lessons.
Okay. Did you meet any difficulties when introducing these new methods? If so, please explain.
Well, the biggest problem was using the time, because at that time we had some.
This is the most recent one, but think
most
about all the project, all the 2 years of the project.
Well, probably the most difficult part was to choose children who wants to take part in the project and go to visit another countries, because all of the students were afraid of not being able to communicate with other students, and we had to encourage them and show them that they are able to communicate and to talk about that. But when my colleague just told me that when we explain and we make sure that sure that students can talk and they are able to communicate with other people, they really wanted to go somewhere and meet their friends. Even right now, they kept asking us when can they go and take part in another project.
Okay. Difficulties.
The difficulty I had was to find computers for every student involved in the project, because the method I used was to involve a whole class in the project, so that they all could use the platform at the same time in the same lesson. The problem was that I didn't have computers for 25 students, so they had to share a computer, they have to access the platform only with one account. So, teacher, that way I won't be able to do the exercises and have my own grades so that you can see my evaluation. Okay, don't worry, do it at home. I know that you were looking at it, you were helping your colleagues, so don't worry about that. The problem I had was not having 25 computers in the same room at the same time, so that everyone could do the exercises.
We didn't have big problems because in our lab we've got 25 computers, so the students in a classroom are 27, so each one has got a computer, so we didn't have big problems.
Mm-hmm.
And before going to the computer lab, I explained before what did they do, what did I have to do, and what kind of exercises, what kind of lesson, so it was quite easy for us.
So we have the same problem as Paula and Przemek said. We have a lot of students and few computers, and this is one problem. The second one was that we couldn't use this lab all the time that we want, because there are classrooms here all the time. Classes here all the time. And the third will be that there was time when we don't have internet signal, so this was the problems.
Mm-hmm.
Technical problems, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What do you think are the benefits of the new approach?
Well, the biggest benefit is
You
that
started to answer, that's why I told you to stop.
yeah,
Because you started to answer.
the biggest benefit is to encourage students to use language to use language in a free way. I mean, communicating with other people orally. So and the probably the most important is that they really want to travel and exchange ideas with other people and use the language, and they are willing to participate in the events that are incorporated in the project, and activities that are being held in European Union and in our country and school.
One of the benefits I can find right now is that is the possibility for teachers from different different partners be able to do the same thing as far as foreign teaching languages is concerned, and try to create, for example, a common lesson for every student we have, and try to do it in a flat way. I can't find the right word, the word right now. But create an European lesson so that every student of the same age can see.
It's the same spirit like the common European frame for,
yes.
For languages.
Yes, and they can. Another benefit is they can do it at home. For example, imagine that one or two students are ill and they have to stay at home, and they can see what the others did and try to learn in a funny way. Not okay, I have to read this text, okay, I have to do this exercise, okay, I have to write. They can do it, and okay, let's have some fun.
The students can even send their homeworks.
And can they send their homeworks, yes, their assignments easily at home.
Okay.
I think that the biggest benefit is to use the new technologies to learn languages, to keep in touch with other countries, to communicate, to exchange ideas, opinion, and as I said before, to be a real nation, a unit Europe, and it was the biggest benefit I think.
The most important, I think, that is the fact that the students can learn foreign languages using the platform in a funny way. They can have homework at home and do it in a fun way. So, as Paula said, they don't have to do it, they want to do it. And I like very much, and I wish this will become true. So almost once in a month I can have a lesson with Paula or Przemek or Augusta or Alex. So you will be the teachers and my students will hear and see how they are doing the lessons.
Okay, it anticipated as well the next question. Please describe teacher-pupil interaction during this project. From your point of view, of course.
Well, I think the relations...
From the point of view of your team.
Yeah, from the point of our team. Well, we don't have time to discuss this, but, well, from my point of view, well, I hope it goes with the other people. So the relationship, maybe the students are more trustful for what we do during the lessons, during the work with the platform. They know they can benefit as much as possible, and the self-esteem is much more higher than before. They know what we do is for their good, and and they depend on us on that way.
Teacher-pupil or teacher-student relation
In our,
during the project, on the project, working on the project.
Yeah, I think that they, whenever they find that there's something difficult and that they can't understand, they feel free to call us. Teacher, this doesn't work. Teacher, what's happening here? Teacher, I did it wrong. I did it correctly, but it says that it's wrong. Sometimes when I was doing the exercise, because of the comma, I put the accent and the wrong punctuation, and they were able to see that they did the right, they gave the right answer.
It was a self-evaluation.
Yes, and they could see that, okay, but I tried it so many times and this is the right answer, why is it wrong, why does it keep saying that it's wrong? So they feel that they know and the computer is giving the wrong